you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
We're going to continue on in our conversation concerning what we believe as a part of our creed, our set of beliefs that I either sit down to the Holy Apostle in these 40 points. We started out with point 1, and during the course of our conversation, I either take it in different areas, but it all comes back to relative concerning what we believe, because the Lord has set down to us, we must establish it within ourselves, give it to you as part of this program, and those who may come a part of this later on down the line, if the Lord bring them to this, to understand what this day and time is all about. And with that being said, we want to thank you for tuning in again. I hope you enjoy the rest of what we're saying, because there's something to be had and to be understood here. My brother, you was speaking a little bit about the points, reading off point 1.
Yeah.
And what the Lord is sending down to us today is established for us that what we believe, and being a new way of life, a new religion for this day and time, all, like I said before, we stated before, all religions have turned away from the truth that the Lord has sent to each one of them. And now the Lord has taken his grace from them. So in doing that, now it's given to us, the African-American people, the new people, with the new name for this day and time from the Lord.
Yeah. That
this is given to him, the messenger, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, and to us of the assembly of Holy-Apostle Deen in this day. And continue on what the Lord has blessed us to believe in, I thank him much for what is given, because it takes out that confusion that's in the world today of religion.
Yes. It clarifies the words, the confusion that's in the world today. If I may, when we read from the Creed, we're going to read first, item 1 of the believers of the Assembly of Holy Apostle Deen was that there is none worthy of worship except Ahezaah, and that Lord Holy-Apostle Deen is the divinely chosen one, the messenger prophet of Ahezaah, Allaah, this day that follows in a long line of Ahezaah's prophets. Item number 2, that these are the days of apocalypse prophesied by John, the beloved companion of Jesus, and the prophet of Ahezaah, Allah, in its names of Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, and that this is another day of our Almighty Lord.
Mm-hmm. You touched on there's many different names that the Lord came down to the messengers of the Hebrews, who call themselves Jews now, in the name of Yahuwah. And in that particular phrase, which I usually express to it now, is a tetragrammaton, a full-letter word that the Jews said that the Lord, they said that's the name of the Lord. Right. But I usually explain to us, that was more so a phrase that Moses explained on the mount when the Lord sent him with his divine mission. And that Yahuwah means, essence and guide, that the Lord explained us through the Holy Apostle Deen today. Now, when those who are the Hebrews, who are Jews, who practice Judaism, when they hear this thing, and they can't never explain, because they don't know that they have lost the name, the so-called name of the Lord for that. And then I either explain it now, as part again of the breaking of the seals today. They said, where did they get that from? How do they know? How do they know that? Yeah. Now, they're the truth. Those, like I said again, I either breaking seals and express to us through the messenger that the people that have the books of the religion, that know the truth, and that the covers of truth, the doers of evil, right, recognize these phrases, these saying, all that the Lord give him. How do he doesn't speak Hebrew.
Right.
He doesn't speak Arabic.
Right.
He's not professor learning in language of Arabic, but yet what he's bringing is right. And they don't tell the congregations of people, of the different faiths, but he's like, right on point.
Yeah, right on point. Right on point, brother. And it's significant that it's coming from one who comes from amongst the Afro-American people of the United States of America. People that a group of people that are basically in a mode of disrespect throughout the entire world, pretty much for all the people, the entire established people of the entire world come with a mode of disregard or disrespect or disdain for the Afro-American population, because of the plight that they've been in here in the United States, coming from the history of slavery, and that history still having an effect on their lifestyles and on their minds, And I apologize for even using the term there, but that's just how much the African Americans are conditioned as such. Me being one myself, and you have to stand back and look at the condition of the African Americans. So it's a miracle in itself that this word, that this holy word would come from amongst that group of people, from amongst one, through one who came up from amongst that group. This message that is actually for the world. And that's by coming through the African American people from this messenger prophet, this Lord, this universal messenger prophet, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, with this message for the world, for that matter. That's a miracle in itself that has come from among the African American people.
And I'm listening to you speak, and I was brought to my attention that a particular gentleman mentioned that the books that we talk about, the Picures, for example, speaking about, and it was brought to his attention, just the word from the Lord of the day. He said from his own mouth, a foreigner, that he couldn't, because he saw the title Holy Apostle of the Lord Most High, in the name of Allah, him being of Islamic faith background, he said he couldn't get with the book. But at the same time, he called one of his imam. And his imam said, I want to get the book. Now, right there, it shows you something. He himself considered to be a foreigner, like I said, foreign background, and he's part of those people that give the misleading of our people.
You're talking about the sheikh, is the imam, or you're talking about...
Not just the sheikh, but he made a statement about that they're being misled, African American people. And by and large, as again the Lord said, it's sitting down this grace to them through this messenger. At the same time, it's cursing them now because they are turning away. And so we can't get mad as a people because we ourselves let ourselves be misled, looking to other people to be our new masters now, in particular Arabs, and they leading us astray, not bringing us the truth. And this book that the Lord sent down to Holy-Apostle Deen is set to liberate them, to truly set them free. Now, those who are aware, and I believe his imam is aware, that's why he wanted the book. I'm going to get the book, see what this man say, because he say he believes he knows Arabic or whatever, so forth and so on. And he's going to try to decipher, break down the book. But I bear witness again, when the words came down to Holy-Apostle Deen, this book will attack you. You may come in the right spirit, in the right mind.
In the right mind, yeah.
His shape may come torn and tattered like the comes of the bird. I'm thinking about it, but he may come torn and tattered and say, where's this man at later on our line?
Yes.
And then his student, this brother, may feel foolish and he may ask Lord for forgiveness for not realizing what he truly had in session.
He's a student. First, he makes a statement that a so-called profound statement that the African American are misled people on his part. But then he turns and he says, I'm going to give the book to my sheikh. I'm not interested in anything that you have to offer, your Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, or whatever, but I'm going to let my sheikh is going to read it. My imam, my leader is going to read it. And this man's supposed to have the authority. So this guy this person who's supposed to be an authority on who's misled and who's not misled, he's got to turn around and he's at the foot of somebody else, and he's going to have somebody read something for him and point something out and tell him what's a truth and what's not a truth. And that just strikes me as being funny because that's a reflection of the wide group of people in the world who refuse to read a thing, who refuse to research or to look into a thing, or at least honestly take a look for themselves so that they can have, a judgment as to whether something is true or whether something is accurate or whether something is something for them to ponder on. Then let their leaders, let their so-called religious leaders give them whatever explanations that they're looking for to see if they can measure those leaders as being true or on point, or whether whether they can convince them that the words are not true or that the words are true, depending upon how those leaders are affected.
I reflect on what the message said to me, concerning, because he don't come in a name like a Jesus, a Muhammad, so people automatically now turn away from the wisdom, which I used to explain was the divine guidance in the form of books, dissertated through the words of the mouth of the messenger. And they, like I said again, they do it this hardening, they do a great disservice to themselves because they have taken away their chance, their opportunity to be graced and blessed by the Lord Most High in His name of today, because they don't want to hear because this man, because he said Holy Apostle. And to those who are aware, they know that that's a heavy title, but at the same time, you got this guy comes up, the Pope, titles of Dalai Lama, and these men, if you hear them speak, and don't even bring an ounce of what the Lord give Holy-Apostle Deen in wisdom. I mean, truth.
Look into the
Not
meaning
her,
of those
people
titles
speak.
that those people take. They will find that those are heavy titles too, but these are people that are falling under the pretense of the true messenger prophets of past times, of whom the messenger prophet of this time is about, and it's just like.
I'm thinking about what you were just reading about in point 2 of what we believe about. The day and the hour, this is the day, the promised day to come.
Yes.
Day of revelation, day of the apocalypse. And then the blessing of the Lord Most High and the breaking of the seals again has given him a book which broke the seal in the revelation. And then it strikes me funny because many people I've spoken to in religions, religion background, especially Christians, could never really explain the book of Revelation. Now here come one, such a humbled, you see the man very humble in his appearance, but open up his mouth, he uses wisdom. Now those who seek to hear will be blessed by the Lord to hear the truth. But at the same time, those who are deaf in ears, blind in their sight, again will turn away and say, he's making this up.
Right.
He's making this up. This can't make it. But like I said, being witness to when this come down and reading for myself, it's clear.
Yeah,
It's clear.
very, very clear words for those who would be open enough and brave enough and sincere enough to look into that, to look into those words, to look into the books, the precursor to the Divine Book of Recitation, which is out in print right now. Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, something that's available to the world right now, available to the people. I'm trying. It's a thought that's crossed my mind about this day and this time. How the people, you talked about how the people would not accept the message of Lord Holy-Apostle Deen, the message that we of the community of A.H.A.D is trying to put out, because I'm a follower of Jesus, and I'm a follower of Muhammad. I'm a follower of Moses or the like, and they're as if they are locked in with that authority of those messengers, and overlooking the teachings that you have in the accounts of those messengers, the teachings that are leading to this particular day, that if they were truly reading those accounts and believers of those accounts and studiers of those accounts, they would be looking for this day and the evidence that exists in this day. And how are they going to find evidence? Someone puts forth the notion that they are a messenger from the universal Lord of all worlds. If you are a true seeker, if you're truly one that believed in Jesus or was inspirited by Muhammad, then you should certainly take notice to either prove or disprove this matter before they move on. But to turn away from it, that's hypocrisy. That's hypocrisy all the way from large to small. You sit around, you're gonna give an opinion about the ignorance and the misleading of a people, and you are one of the main ones that are misled willingly misled. Here, give it to my imam, and he'll tell me what it's all about. I don't want to represent it. I don't want to support it.
I would rather call them sheep. Sheep people, because they want to be led, and they're being led to the slaughter. He's something, but I laugh because you touched on two things. You mentioned two messages because in the books, particularly, they asked Jesus, when is the hour? He said, no man knows but the Father. In the Quran, they asked Muhammad, when is the hour? He never gave an explanation or gave an answer. Now, in that period of 2,000 years, 1,400 years of the Muslim, 1,500 years now after Muhammad, now the answers come. This is the day. This is the hour.
And those two messengers have got accounts of prophecies of the hour. So to say that they were affirming that they were not in command, or they were not the messenger of the hour. So how it is that the people that's going to follow, believing with Jesus or believing Muhammad for that matter, just presume that everything stopped there. The Muslim world goes around, they take pride in their stamp that Muhammad is the last messenger of the Lord of all worlds. And here it is, they've got accounts where Muhammad prophesies about two to come.
Oh, yeah.
And they make it a part of their teachings and the like. Jesus said, no one knows the hour but the Father. No one knows the hour but the Father. That's in their accounts. Right there, and then it gives a prophecy of the coming end days. So something's happening that's going to be coming at the end. How are the people supposed to know a thing? I mean, how just would the Lord of all worlds be if it sends forth a day of calamity, a day in which your last chance of turning in the way and being on the right hand of the Lord of all worlds without first giving a warner, without first giving a sign, without first giving them the last chance. And They had the messenger after messenger after messenger. And you think now that the Lord of all worlds would not send a messenger when its day of decision has come, at least for this age and in this time.
Ahezaah is so merciful. They say he's always giving things to ponder about and reflect about. That piece you read earlier in the previous program concerning Al-Bakr the cow. When you touched on that little line about that Muhammad believed in revelations, Ahezaah said that which came before it, before the Quran. Now, again, you ask most Muslims in the world, even those so-called imams, sheikh scholars, the like, what came before the Quran? Many of them, if any of them can give you an answer or even think that it's revelation, because many of them will tell the people again, don't read the other books. But Ahezaah said in the Holy Prophet again, the connecting of all the books back to the one, you got to go back to where it came from. Even when he gave us information concerning this is the book or that is the book, and there's no doubt. No doubt. Yes. Now that book was what? If those who know, it would be the Torah. In that book is no doubt. You know, those believing in the unseen, established prayer. Now he's just now saying that which came before it. To Muhammad, which was revelation now. Now how many Muslims will ever think about that? Again, proof from the Lord Most High to us. Like I said, people in the world may not take this, but to us, that as they either show it to us, make a plan, explain it to us, how it all makes sense. It all connects to us. How it had to come in continuation. Because Muhammad believed in revelations, you know. And you know the history of Muhammad, then him sent to his being of the Quraysh tribe of Mecca, that when he first became what he was called to be, the messenger of prophet, he was sent from his wife, his cousin, which was a Christian, to confirm what the Lord gave him. He said, yes, Muhammad is the one. Now, he may have spoke to Muhammad about it, and again, the books that came down from Ahezaah to the message, he's explained, clarified, the Quran being the criterion of that which came before it, and that which is to come. Against it again, Ahezaah keep connecting all the books back together. And it was through the man, Holy Prophet, that the Lord gave to us, that makes the connection for us, which makes it so simple. And when you talk to people, I know for myself, speaking to people about what the Lord is sending down, many of them will say, I hear what you said, I can get with that. Because nobody's come before them, to them, saying the thing that Holy Apostle is saying today. It makes sense when I ain't talking about the madmen they try to profess all the prophets to be the madmen. Brother told me, I can see that. Yeah. And he went through his mind in our conversation, try to disclaim he said, I can get what that makes sense. You know, so I'm thinking about that brother that you're talking about who said he couldn't get the book. Oh, what a fool he would be to not really, for himself to know the word. See, we can't rely, the blessed of Ahezaah, a part of him, Holy Prophet again, is the part of liberation and the education of not just us and those who seek to submit to come this way, to be educated truly in the true education of the Lord, to bear witness to this truth. And then that, they'll become of the free, become of the Lord themselves, that they all say they want to be of. But long as they keep thinking the way they are, they're going to stay slaves. In that mental slavery, in that bondage, in that confusion, that muck and mire of this world's life. And that they'll be confused.
Deluded into holding on to that mentality by the trinkets of the world. You know, there's a people out there. There's a hidden people out there, hidden power who are in open rejection against reality and the truth of the Lord Ahezaah. And they are in defiance. And in doing so, they go about, one of the main acts of being in defiance is to go about fooling and duping the people and seducing the people from turning the way of Ahezaah by things like material gain, material comforts, everything in the carnal temptations and the like. It's interesting that one wouldn't want to read a word from one who he has no accusation against, other than to say that the man said that he is a messenger of the Lord of all worlds. That's the only accusation he has. So he refuses to support it. He refuses to read it. But if you was to give him a Playboy magazine, or if you was to give him just a comic book, or if you was to give him a sports page or something to that matter, they would read that, you know, and without any fear. Without any fear.
All from the devil.
But
see, you saying?
Yes.
All coming from the devil, though.
Yes.
And in that, they'll read all that and play in that all day.
With no fear.
No wisdom, no life, no light coming in that.
You know, suddenly and quickly, and you know, look to support and look to be about it. You know, it's a front, like it's a hypocrisy. You know, it's an outright act of ignorance and ignoring a word that's coming to them. You know?
I think again that the Lord Most High has blessed us again. I think what Jesus said in the Quran again. In the messenger, you have reciting pure pages. See, they can't hear for seeing. They see the man, don't hear the word that he's speaking about. I'm sent from the Lord. They shut all that out. I see the man. And then seeing the man, they miss so much. They become blinded to reality, you know. And he's bringing out the name of the Lord clear, but because he's saying Ahezaah now, again, the blessing from the Lord again in Revelation, the one that come with the new name on his being, on his person, bringing that name out, but at the same time connecting the name of the Lord before. You know, Ahezaah, Allah, Hu, Amen, Ray, Ahorimah, the Patah. It's all going again back.
It's all together.
You all one Lord. You all one Lord. And pulling back,
a universal message.
Pulling back the rain. The people, I don't understand for the life of myself how they continue on.
To give ear, to refuse even to give an eye, or to take a listen to
curse,
or even give it a chance.
They're ready to curse, before they can truly be blessed. They're ready to turn away, to throw away. They throw away their salvation and this grace.
Or could it be that they're cursing this sense that it may be a true word and they just want to curse it that don't come disrupt my world? You know, I forget you. I'm not about to read that to that effect. You know.
And so within that, going into point 3 of what we believe, I want you to read that because this will connect 2 and 3 together, and because they all goes hand in hand. Okay. If you just read that a little bit.
Okay. Point number 3. We of the community of Allaah, we believe in the continuity and the evolution of the messenger prophets of Ahezaah and the divine law books being sent unto humanity upon earth for the point of reaffirming and clarifying truth in the way for which they have always been sent, and that this continuity shall exist until the extinction of humanity's earthly realm.
Again, what you just read breaks the seals again. What the Muslims say, Muhammad is the last. The final messenger. The Quran is the what? The final revelation. If this is the final, then this world is doomed. It's doomed.
One of the point that the continuity that the messengers, that the Lord Ahezaah will send messengers forever, not forever, for as long as humanity, send messengers to humanity for as long as humanity is existing in the earthly realm. That makes so much sense. But someone might ask the question, why would the Lord of all worlds continue to send a message if, for example, the Torah, for me and my people, that would be the Jewish people, is a perfect book. We don't need another book after that. Or the Gospels and the legacy of Jesus was the one that brought us the way. We don't need another book. We just got Jesus. Or Muhammad was the last. In the Quran is the criterion and the seal. The seal meaning final. In their words.
About to say, okay.
About being less. Why would the Lord of all worlds continue to send the messenger? What would be the function of it? The function of it is that would it be that because every time a clear and pure word comes down, there are those who stand around and they wait. The devils, the doers of evil, the people of the jinn-spirited world that sits to wait, and then after the word has come down, they attack the word, or I should say they attack the meaning of the word as it should be expressed to the common people. And there they come running around waiting on how is it that the Muslims used to say, the devil will wait on the straight path of the way, the pure path, trying to attack the people who are seeking to be true believers or whatever, and trying to give them a false word, trying to by way of mistranslations and by way of intentional false insertions and taking things out. You're not only talking about the translations and the Torah, you're talking about the Gospels as well, you're talking about the Quran as well, and there's much evidence of it in which they went in and to these translations and sought to get between the Lord of all worlds and the message to the people. Thus the wisdom of the Lord of all worlds continuing in his own right to send messengers from time to time.
If the people just think, you have made the statement, why would the Lord keep sending messengers?
Yeah.
Because as you see in the world, there's a rise, there's a peak, and there's a fall, decline. Think about the story of Sodom and Gomorrah come to mind. The Lord is so merciful. When the Lord told Abraham, go tell Lot, get him and his family out, and Lot said, Lord, how would we destroy a town? There's so many believers in the town. So, you find 50 believers, I want to destroy it. Lot went, he said 40, then 30, then 1. You find one believer in that town, I want to destroy it. Lot couldn't find none. So Abraham was told by the Lord, get you and your family out. I'm going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. This world, I explained to us through the message that all the religions have fallen, have fell from the grace, from the straight path, from their covenant agreement with the Lord. They turned away from it. And in doing that, now the Lord's got that hanging of wrath over their head now. And the mercy's coming now through what is sitting now of the messenger. Hear the word again to call them back to the true word, to the true path, because the path has been marred, has been sullied, has been torn apart by the doers of evil in every religion. So now the people have to look now, because you hear people that you have met come across say, I don't believe in no religion now, because they've all see the errors in it and say, I can't believe none of it.
And they have an argument about it when they say
and they're justly do, because I finally get some of the meanest people are religious people. Some of the meanest people are the religious people. So they turn people away from the that's coming to seek to be of the Lord.
I don't believe in any of the religions. Then they point out the open
hypocrisy
of the different. Yeah.
Plainly.
Attack.
Now, so before the Lord said, destroy this world, I'm going to make a call again. See, the Lord is fair and just.
Yes.
People understand the Lord.
The Lord is real.
It's just. Before the story, it said every people have a term. This people have to be called here. And the message is here to ring the bell of the calling now, for this day. Now, once the calling is done, then Allah's going to do what it's going to do in this world. And it's slowly showing you the signs of its wrath impending on the world, and the signs of what you see of disaster in the world today. The turning of its axis, the turning of the world on its axis, the tsunami, the fire, the record fire, the monsters. All these are signs. I just keep slowly chopping away at it.
Yeah, the news media keeps trying to cover
They keep covering that.
All catastrophes in Mecca.
Yes.
All the catastrophes in Mecca, those on the holy pilgrimage. People dying every year, more and more. This last one, the people got trampled to death, circumambulating between the two mountains. The sign is it's something, man.
You know, the tragedy even in India. In India,
they just had it right. They had it on one of their pilgrim holy days. So I just give you the sign. It's giving the world a sign, but the people again are turning away. They're falling asleep by the doers of evil, again to keep them asleep, because those that are in the know again, they notice the time. That the one that was promised to come in all the religious books, all the prophecies, is here. And we're calling him out, Holy-Apostle Deen is here. We're letting the people know that he is the messenger for this day and this hour. And in that, those that are in the know, the dupes, they're afraid, because the man of righteousness is here. The sun of righteousness is shining in the west now. He just said it's turning that grace from the east. Yes. Now the sun is rising in the west, and it is here. And they don't want, and like you said, when truth comes, falsehood got the van. They don't want to stand in the truth.
That's right.
So we'll hide in the dark, in the shadows.
Try to hide in the shadows.
They try,
but
like I said again, they'll take as many people they can with them, because they're afraid of the messenger. They're afraid of the one that is promised to come. And he's here. So they're putting everything out now in the movies, in TV, in the media. So when the message comes, we've heard that before, these words of truth that is sending down through him. We've heard that before, but I said again, they never truly haven't heard the word.
I have to agree with you on that. They're not going to be successful in covering up, and they make every effort to cover it. You hear so many slogans, religious slogans, and you hear some of the words that the messenger has that we have on copyright already, that are in the Library of Congress and the like, from the Divine Book of Recitation, and
the Lord's Book of the Lord in order, the Book of the Covenant. See, the Divine Recitation is that book that was promised to come. Back again, connected back to Bach or the cow. That which is here, that which is yet to come, is here. Divine Recitation.
And it is
the
here.
Lord's newly formed book of Lord's order for this day. When this world is fallen, the evolution and continuity of mankind, they need a book of law and order. They need the book of the covenant to reestablish them as a people. And now, again, as part of that prophecy, us being the chosen people today, that book is that book that's going to seal them as the people for this day. And for the people to come.
Necessary to reestablish them, because this age is passing on. This time is going back. The madness of the economy, the open cheating of the people, the gouging, the price gouging, and then the politicians just giving all kinds of. Politicians aren't even giving very skillful answers to them anymore. They're just sort of like they're saying, well, look, I'll just fire a couple of people off the gas station. Maybe the gas prices will go down. That's madness.
I either prophesied this back in 1990. 8, I was buried when the book was sent down, the divine visitation, subtitled Holy Clapper, was sent down to the Holy Apostle. And beautiful you touched on, because back when we read about it in part 2, our interconnect is something so beautiful for the two people, the Muslims and our community. When they mistranslate chapter 112 of the Holy Quran, when they say, Kul hu Allahu Ahad, say he, that the Arabs say he and Allah is one. And now he's a blessed for us. It should be Hu, the essence. And Allah, the all-eye Hu, is one.
And the name known by the Hebrews.
That they know. And then that, the Lord Most High is blessing us with this time. Oh, people, this can go on. But I thank the Lord much for this time. This has been an aha moment. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. We hope you've been educated, because, like I said, this is need to be known, and this is the hour. May Jesus peace and other blessings be done among your friends. My brother, it's a pleasure having you on the program as always. May the Lord bless those out there.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed?